Hi, this is Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming. Ever felt the need to strap on a shield, grab a sword and defend your island home to the bloody end? Well, me neither, but this is the premise of the indie game titled Bad North, where you command different groups of soldiers against an unending horde of the Viking war machine. With games, I am a great believer in simple rather than complex. This game is not going to break anyone's system, and it makes the game even more of a treat because of the low bar that is set for the system requirements. It runs fantastically at 60 FPS easily, and the sprites each have their own animation that can give a great feedback to the player about the health and condition of each of their squads. The interface is very minimal, allowing you to see incoming enemies that emerge from the pea soup fog that surrounds each island you defend. The movement of each group of the fighters is great too, because they will move and break formation depending on the obstacles they traverse, or the enemy troops as they attack. Lastly, the colour palette is subtle, but still striking as it contrasts from the players and enemy forces to the actual background. And the action slows and the colour drains so that you can see which units you're moving and where to on the board of the island. So you can figure out which place to put your soldiers for the next attack. So great animation and great graphics. Let's have a listen to the music and sound. Something that I find nice is that when people set out to do Celtic or Viking, they seem to hit the mark well. Here in Bad North, the developers did a great job of capturing the music, but not deafening you with the sound of pipes and drums. It all has a slightly muted but feel of dread still, giving you the impression that you're just waiting for the storm to break and all hell to break loose. The sound also blends well with the music, with the slow crash of the waves and the wind, and the sound of birds and other things, offset by the sound of drums of war as you wait for the first taste of battle. The individual sounds of each of the soldiers' movement and the clashes of swords, and even the twang of the bowman's is subtle, and each time you start battle and the furious hell-making as it is, and the clash of swords is more satisfying as you complete each section of the game. The sound and music were first class here. So the game loop is pretty simple. You're dumped on an island, then left to wait for the tide of enemies to attack, and you basically have to plan and defend on the move. And the only resources you have are what you basically get. Your set of troops, which whatever number they are, and basically you can only replenish them from the various houses around. As you complete each island, you are awarded the amount of gold that each house designates and the amount of houses that actually survive. And this is probably where the biggest hook on this game is that basic loop of collecting as much money as you can, collecting as much resources, special items and whatnot, and other troop forces, and then leveling them to the different ones that you want. You have the choice of leveling up your basic soldiers from pike, archer, knights, and these all have their weaknesses and strengths in battle. And ultimately this is where the greatest part of the game is this constant, from each island that you succeed at, you get more money in order to greater make a better war machine to fight off the various tides. The one thing I do find sad about this game is that they didn't include a multiplayer option, because it would have been a really great treat to see two different players fighting off on each other, each trying to conquer each other's island. But, you know, it's PC, so it couldn't come one day. This is a very cheap game, roughly 7 to 8 hours of fun to play through, depending on your skill level of course, and more hours if you unlock achievements or master the islands. It is easy and fun to play, and appealing to even the non-strategy gamer. I highly recommend this game just for a once playthrough at any time. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you see. If you liked the video, please give a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. Also, hitting the bell icon means you stay up to date with every video I put out. This is Shane from Astral Dragon Gaming, and I will see you next time.